As we look at COVID-19 on the ground, health officials in British Columbia say that province is now at risk of unraveling all the progress it's made over the past few months. BC has become known internationally as a COVID success story, but the number of cases there now is on the rise. 102 new infections recorded over the weekend, and officials warn the situation could escalate quickly if people don't take the proper precautions. Tanya Fletcher has more.
The surge in cases over the weekend comes alongside the potential for, quote, explosive growth in COVID-19 cases. Now, BC is teetering right on the edge as our curve begins to bend upwards again, and it sparked a blunt warning from health officials. We are at a turning point. The warning signs are evident in the latest epidemiological modeling, and specifically around the reproductive rate. Remember, this is the data that shows if I have the virus, how many other people am I infecting? So take a look at this slide here. Look at the dotted horizontal line right across the middle of your screen. It's the threshold for how many other people each infected person is transmitting the virus to. Now, up until June, that number was 1, right on that line, which is considered the safe zone, and that's the goal. But you can see recently the solid dark line has started to rise again on the right, meaning each case is infecting more than one person now. And the health minister says that's a problem.
Reproductive rate is higher than 1, and we have to, together, do something about that, because there is a point at which, if we continue to have more contacts, that the challenge becomes very significant to contact tracing.
Of particular concern is the number of new cases in young adults resulting from parties and other big gatherings. 60 cases have now been linked to the Kelowna cluster stemming from the Canada Day long weekend. So the big question is, what are the chances that restrictions could start to tighten back up again given these numbers? Well, it would take a lot to reverse our reopening course, but there are hints of possible readjustments ahead for certain businesses. The province is currently taking a look at what measures would make the most difference in the most high-risk settings. Right now, that's restaurants and pubs mainly. The provincial health officer says they're widening the scope also to consider where else these gatherings are happening.
And they're often at resorts or rental properties, or we know, particularly in the interior, renting houseboats and boats are a popular thing. Can we put in measures that put the onus on the rental agency to ensure that these types of parties aren't happening, or that numbers are smaller, or that we can work together to put in place the restrictions that we need? So we're looking at a whole bunch of those things.
And she adds some of those updates may come into play as early as this week. Tanya Fletcher, CBC News, Vancouver.